Sebastian Rossi in P3. Sam Morris as well, we got notification, was in a collision, so hitting the wall, it seems, a bit at the moment. Marian Satsara as well right ahead, though. Well, right behind a bit further. If the mountain section is a dangerous section, and that collision, though, meant that Sam Morris is now not close enough to Gordon Kreminski anymore to be able to go for a move at this stage in the game. Ricardo Rebello in a safe P2 right now, within a second of the lead, trying to catch up to that, and we seemingly have a slowdown penalty to Gordon Kreminski for going across track limits, which means that there will be that he had to slow down a bit, allowing Sam Morris to potentially catch up. New fastest track posted by Sebastian Rossi, while Joe Senna is still stationary.
It is. Really hope on the second race at least. That might. But the cheap autocam could catch that. It's looking like it at least. Like edit catching where it's find stuff, the interesting stuff happening. It's still a little like switching through. Here's one more for the broadcast.
We're on board here with Timo Reiter, who is following Dave Sitzker close behind in the mountain section. There's going to be a question whether the Audi driver can catch up going down the mountain. Oh, yeah, that was a bit of contact with the wall there by Timo Reiter. We saw that firsthand. Now we'll have to see whether that cost him any time. He's still following Dave Sitzker rather closely, losing a bit of time on breaking into Forest Elbow. Let's take a look how the exit goes. Timo Reiter needs a good exit here. He usually has a good exit with the Audi being an all-wheel drive car, but it does not seem like he's significantly or at all catching Dave Sitzker. The delta between the battle is slightly going down, but it's not going to be enough for any move happening at this moment in time. Timo Reiter will need to be a bit closer on the exit onto the straight. What happened there to Dave Sitzker? Taking a bit too much of the inside curve there, it seems. Losing the position to Timo Reiter, but also to Dirk Volz in the Honda, in the golden Honda, now ahead of the Czech BMW driver. And it seems that Marian Satsara saw that all going on as well and is looking to pounce maybe up the next straight or as soon as possible. In any case, but we'll have to see whether Dave Sitzker even gives the possibility. Sam Morris, in the meantime, has caught back up to Gordon Kreminski. He's getting closer up the hill. He should have a bit better traction, and he should be able to catch up to the Alpha driver. The question is whether the additional weight of the all-wheel drive will bog the car down or whether the traction will actually be better. It seems so far that Sam Morris has the battle lines through the mountain section and is following the Alpha closely, getting ever closer. The last lap as well for Sam Morris was 3 tenths quicker than for Gordon Kreminski. Now let's take a look as we start the descent.
Yeah, it's heavy though.
Oh boy, it's so cutting its ever so close to the walls, but it seems that Gordon Kreminski has the advantage on the descent, gaining out quite a lot of tenths on Sam Morris, and that means that Sam Morris is no longer within the slipstream range and will not be able to go for a move at the end of the straight here. Dave Sitzker trying to recover from the earlier mistake that we saw on the television. Let's take a look if he's
But meant
able to catch up
quite
here
impressive.
sufficiently to Dirk
I'm not
Moltz.
sure.
It does also seem like there's too far of a distance between the two. The Honda is not known as the car with the biggest straight line speed, but still it's not enough for the BMW to catch up enough to go for a move on the inside. Dirk Moltz though losing the apex there a little bit, which allows Dave Sitzka to be very close now. Is it close enough for a move? Not at this moment, but Moltz will have to think about driving defensively now in order to not let Dave Sitzka pass. Marian Satsara is also closing in on this two-way battle, so Dave Sitzka will have to think about making the move as quickly as possible. Oh, Satsara going a bit wide there on exit. It is not enough, though, to make him spin out. Luckily, he is still
a little bit further.
Now, each within 1.5 seconds, or actually within 1.3 seconds.
Yep.
And as we learned a couple of rounds ago, these cars do not have any adjustable aero, so it's not like there's any setup changes that can be done to make the car significantly quicker in a straight line. You can, of course, change the gearing, you can change the toe on the tires to decrease the tire resistance. But it seems to be not enough at this stage for Riccardo Rebello to catch up. The mountain section is where he has to catch up in order to, on the exit of Forest Elbow, be close enough to get any significant amount of slipstream, it seems. Going down the mountain now, pushing every last centimeter of the circuit. Riccardo Rebello is trying to push the Renault to the limit. The Laguna is now all the way on the rear of the Volvo through Forest Elbow. It seems that worked. The exit though was better with Sven Muckenberg. Will the slipstream cut in though? It has now, and now we have the Laguna catching back up to the Volvo. We'll have to see, will this be close enough for the next corner, for the next left-hander? Defensive line taken by Sven Muckenberg. So Riccardo Rebello is able to potentially get a bit closer here on the exit, and he's got the better exit. Yes, that is Riccardo Rebello catching up to Sven Muckenberg in the front and able to, Sven Muckenberg having to take the defensive line once again. He does not want to give up this position at all, and he will not do it very easily, or easily at all. Riccardo Rebello easing off the gas here.
Let's switch to the next.
Let's hope that is not a fuel preserve. Now it's the turn. Go for an overtake on Sven Muckenberg. The German has to
like too late.
Well, here still. And it's 10 cars as these, as evenly matched drivers as these. The championship standings might tell a different story, but Riccardo Rebello and Sven Muckenberg are both very close to one another when it comes to pace. The best lap in the race, actually driven by Sebastiano Rossi, who only came in P4, has had a good stint in the middle of the race. Unfortunately, unable to, in the end, do anything about that pace. So now, we're warming up for the second race of the day. We have another 20-minute race starting in just 2:09.8. Well, as we Discord, now that you need to know about, we'll have to take a look at the second race. And what are we going to see? We are going to see a good start from the head of the grid by Riccardo Rebello. Riccardo Rebello in P1 right now, comfortably ahead of Sven Muckenberg. Right behind that we see Marvin Muckenberg in P3 now, ahead of Sebastiano Rossi, keeping the position but they are getting close to the lead as well. Sven Mackenberg having the straight line speed on the outside though for the next corner ahead of Ricardo Rapello, and it seems that the top 5 cars are setting themselves apart from the rest of the grid. Sam Morris there in 5th position as well with the top right now.
Nowhere, man. Like, I don't know.
It seems that Marvin Mackenberg is now side by side and got a bit of help from behind by Sebastiano Rossi, and he's now in P2. And Sebastiano Rossi on the outside of Sven Mackenberg has gained the position as well. That is going to be the top 5 people all mixed up once again. Sven Mackenberg losing 2 positions here at the start. And Sam Morris as well in the clutches of it, followed by Kodin Kreminski as well. Kreminski wanting to get back up to pace as well. Being caught up by behind Sam Morris just a tiny bit here. It seems on the decline and the descent down the hill, Sam Morris. Oh, that's an unsettled line, and Kodin Kreminski able to take advantage of that without any problem. Kodin Kreminski now in P5, but tapping the wall there just a tiny bit, but he is on the rear of Sven Mackenberg. He's going to get the slipstream and is going to be able to catch up to the top. But it seems that Ricardo Rapello is stretching his legs at the front of the grid at the moment. Dean Clark in the meantime is very close to Andreas Ebert actually, and Ebert's having to defend here, but he's not able to. Dean Clark going to the outside actually for the next real corner. No, having to swap back in behind. Jiří Kratochvíl is starting after all here. So it seems that Jiří Kratochvíl is trying to go for a redemption race here, and is in P8 now, having made up quite a lot of positions, half past the grid already. What we've seen in the past from him is that he's a defensive monster. He is one of the best defenders we have ever seen here in KCG TTM, and he stays ahead of Timo Reiter here. Dirk Moltz also moving past. It seems that we've lost Imentric Saints between the races. Other than that, the drivers are virtually the same. Jiří Kratochvíl still ahead of Dirk Moltz here, but there's a battle right behind that with Timo Reiter, Merian Satsara. It seems that Reiter might have gotten a slowdown, or was at least slow on exit, as Merian Satsara able to move past. And in the front we have Sebastiano Rossi closing in on Marvin Mackenberg for the top 3. It seems that those 3 are separating themselves from Sven Mackenberg at this stage of the race. Now that is not good for his championship aspirations, because in P4 that means that 12 points is what Ricardo Rapello can make up on the leader of the championships right now. This would be a beautiful result for Ricardo Rapello if it kept on like this, and horrible for Sven Mackenberg. But we'll have to see. Sebastiano Rossi sliding it down the hill there. Sliding his Alpha down the hill. You have to be careful. As to not crash into your competitors or the walls. That is a quick race ender, and it can easily happen.
Didn't go really into the stop
right on the rear of Merian Satsara. Is this close enough though to go for a move? This is close enough to go for a move. We have Dean Clark right next to Jordan Brunch and Andreas Ebert. Let's take a look what Dean Clark can do. Can he make the move this time?
Bad exit and stuff. Could be part of the
go for the outside again. This time it does not work either, but Jordan Brunch is now as well in the mix for this battle. Back to the front though, we have side by side, but it seems that Sven Mackenberg has caught up and is taking 2 and 1. Well, that is a meal deal if I've ever heard of one. 2 in 1 in one corner. Wow, this beautiful move on the inside by Sven Mackenberg, and the straight line speed of the Volvo just allows him to get ahead without any problem. Oh wow, that is Sven Markenberg now back into P2. Right behind them we have Marvin Markenberg being still closely followed and even pushed here by Sebastiano Rossi right behind. Oh, take a look at how close. Do you want it? This is as close as it gets. They are literally pushing each other up the mountain. Oh, Sebastiano Rossi hitting the wall there, it seems. As we go up the mountain, Riccardo Rebello might have a bit of a
look
stress
at
now
the time
because he
me and
knows
John.
now
Not
it's
just
Sven
goes down
Markenberg
bit
right
by bit.
behind him. Oh, that's Marvin in the
They're
wall,
just gone.
and that allows
Gain
Sebastiano
time
Rossi to catch
on